Hey everyone, hope things are going well. It has been a long time since I have done a little video as to what everything looks like here in the garden. So it is May now. I was hoping to get an April video in, but it was a little too busy. But I do need to get this video done. It's a little bit windy. We'll see what we can do, but by the end of this week on Friday, it's supposed to go up into the high 20s. So these daffodils right behind me there will not last. So let's go take a look. So as you can see, things are looking quite colorful right now. We're going to start on the sidewalk, actually. So we're going to head over here. So this from last year was where I planted my tete-a-tete daffodils. Sorry, not last year, it was the year before. And some of these really cool grape hyacinths. They don't have a lot of leaves, so nice big broad leaves. So you can see here, this one has 2 leaves. Compared to the other more common grape hyacinths, which have like tons of leaves. So they look a lot tidier. Unfortunately, I think my second Schatza daisy there has died out, so I'm going to put something else in there. Primulas are looking great. You can see them there. You can also see I have some, where are they? There's one hiding in there. One over here, and one over here as well. I have some prairie smoke that I planted right against the sidewalk. This one looks a little sad. There's only one left there. But those flower in the spring, and they're native to Ontario, which is pretty cool. Up here, you can see, this is actually very soft, a wild geranium. I planted that last summer. And you can see all of our daffodils here. Most of our early sensation daffodils are almost done. They were flowering very early April. So in this little section, you can see we have our more common grape hyacinth here with the strappy leaves. You can see our colchicum bulbs. They send up their foliage in the spring. And we get those flowers in the fall. And more geraniums there and there. My variegated Solomon seal is coming in as well there. On the other side of the sidewalk, it's pretty much the same. We have our early sensation daffodils, which are almost done. My random package of bulbs from Home Depot. My one Primula there. I do think I had another one like down here, or was it further up? I don't remember, but I had 2 here. One of them's missing. I feel like somebody dug it up or something. But anyways, we have our grape hyacinths, our Solomon seal coming up, and then same idea. Oopsies. We have some wild geranium, and you can see some colchicum leaves. You can see this one quite well. There. As we move up towards our neighbor's side, these are really mature clumps of daffodils that were here when we moved in. They continue to get bigger and bigger. You can see some colchicums in there. What's really cool is over here we have our native clematis, virgin bower. So it started to sprout, and it's actually sent up little things all over the place. Along this side here, I plan on doing something with this side, probably starting a new garden bed, but we'll see how that goes. All right, and as we continue, you can see our daffodils here. I can't remember the daffodils that I put in here. There's like a mix of bulbs from Home Depot, and then I think I put some Mount Hood daffodils, which might be over there. I'm gonna walk us over towards that side. You can see one of our Primulas there. So some pretty daffodils. I think this one, not the prettiest one. Ooh, there's a nicer one over there. I think those are Ice Kings. And then the ones that just have the single cup are Mount Hood, I think. And you can see that I put more of these Grape Hyacinths, which I really like. Latifolium, I think, is their Latin name. Muscari latifolium, I think. Anyways, some lady's mantle that's coming in. Up here is my attempt at planting some bulbs and keeping them in their containers over the winter. They have started to sprout, which is great. And look, some more Grape Hyacinths there. And some pansies there as well. This is probably our biggest show of daffodils along this side. This clump of hens and chicks is probably our healthiest one. It tends to avoid getting a lot of runoff and water. A primula there, colchicombs, and then we'll just keep heading up. We have one of our heucheras that survived, and a beautiful primula here. It's such a pretty pink with a white center. I think these were some snowdrops. And then as you can see, we have some coral bell, some more Grape Hyacinths, which I did buy quite a lot just to continue the spread and to try and tie the garden together. Over here, these ones are our Ice King daffodils. Some of them didn't come up perfectly, but very pretty either way. This one looks nice as well. You can see the hydrangea bushes behind. I do have some lamium. In some places, like here, it is a little invasive. We'll see how it does. We have our tete-a-tetes hiding in here, which look very pretty. Just the color combination of these coral bell leaves and then our yellow and purple is quite the display. Look at that. All right, as we continue down this way, you can see our sweet woodruff continues to spread quite a lot, which is nice to see because I do have a lot of dry shaded areas which are hard to plant in. You have another early daffodil. This is our Jetfire. They're almost done as well, but because they're in the shade, they're lasting a little bit longer. So I did put those in here. You can see as you look down, we have our sweet woodruff. And I did plant some asters. I can't remember which one, but they are kind of mixed in our garden bed there. We have our Annabelle Hydrangeas, which this year I am not pruning them back. I'm going to see how they do growing on all of their old growth pretty much, just because they were a little leggy last year. Here are more daffodils again. And then as we continue with our flower bed, this section is starting to come along. Most of the yellow daffodils were here before. These daffodils with the orange cup, and those ones were part of a mix that I planted. I do want to get more just to fill in this area because they haven't spread or bulked up as much as I would like, and there is kind of a gap between there, but there are some hostas. So I do have to be careful where I plant. Some bleeding hearts coming up, which is good. They look kind of scrawny last year, so they're coming up. You can see we have an aster. You can kind of see there one of our ostrich ferns. I also planted, if I can see, oh, there it is. I think that is my Canada anemone. Hopefully it will grow and spread at some point. And then, in order to tie the garden all together, my Pollinator Garden, which does have native plants, I did put daffodils along the entire stretch of the side yard. So, as you can see, quite a lot. These ones are a early daffodil as well, February gold, and then our nice white ones with a yellow cup again. These ones are Barrett Browning, I believe. So overall, the Pollinator Garden is actually doing quite well. You can see some of our columbines. I think that one, it's quite tall. I think it might actually flower this year, we'll see. I'm also quite surprised at how big our new England Asters have gotten. I planted them quite densely as seedlings, so I'm a little worried as to how big the spread will be on these year 2 plants there. I did also have some crocuses. Unfortunately, they're all done. But it should be an exciting space here. Oh, and another plant that has spread quite a bit, I'm quite surprised as well, are these, I think it's a hairy wood mint. I planted 4 of them, and they have spread quite a bit, probably like 20 centimeters across now. So, I don't know, we might have to pull one of them out eventually, but for now, we'll see how they do and if they flower. All right, and our lawn, you can see I put up a sign over there, is all done in terms of the Glory of the Snow display, but leaving that sign up there for now. In these planters, I plunked our Hellebores. So I did not plant these up. If I can show you. I just took these pots and I plunked in 3 plants per planter just to make a little display. Because these will go in the garden at some point. This one's quite pretty right there. And then over here, I'm wearing sandals, so I don't want to head all the way there. You can see, I think that's one of our May apples that has come up, and our ostrich ferns along there. Sadly, our native clematis over in this area has died out. Now in the backyard, it is quite a disaster. I have some pots of bulbs I overwintered. They are sprouting. These are some species tulips that I got from a gardening friend. Thanks, Eric, for sending those. They should be flowering soon. You can kind of see they took a while. I was worried they weren't going to flower, but their flower buds are all the way in there. I have some daffodils. I have some winter sowing seed trays, and then, oh my goodness, like look at that. These are all of my winter sowing jugs. Some of them have started to sprout, some of them have not, so it's a big mishmash. I do have 3 hellebores there that need to go into the garden. They were a little bit shorter, so I didn't put them in the planters. And then like even over here, I have so much stuff. So I have some grasses over here. These ones I think are Indian grass, and I think those ones, oh my goodness, might be little blue stem. Some asters over here. These 2, not these 2, these 3 plants here did not need any cold moist stratification time, so I just sowed them and they germinated. Over here we have marigolds. So I reused these little containers. These had pansies in them. So I got them to germinate inside where it was warmer, and then they're spending time out here. And lettuce, arugula, kale, and cilantro. I planted most of them up. These are the leftovers at this point, so I have to figure out where these veggie seeds are going to go. I have some hostas, an old tete-a-tete daffodil. I have these beautiful prairie smoke plants. I got 3 of them that need to go into the garden. I have, oh goodness, I forgot the name of these. 3 bunchberries that need to be planted, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spice bush plants that will go into the garden at some point. All right, as we head down this way, you can see that I have new planters. These are really heavy. Concrete planters. I got these from a gardening group. There was a lady in Burlington that was giving these away. So I managed to grab 3 beautiful containers, driving them one at a time from Burlington to Hamilton and then back to Burlington to grab all of them. So in here, we have quite a lot going on. We have our daylilies. I think we have, these ones are thalia daffodils. They're a little bit late blooming, so nothing on those yet. My fall anemones, which I got last year, I don't know if they're coming back. I think those are a Japanese forest grass. I can't remember the name of that, but they are coming up. Tons of weeds. A straggly lone tulip over there. And what else? My peonies are coming up. It's really weird because this one is doing quite well. That one, if you look, has 1 stem that is bigger than all of the others. Very funny. A lot of these grassy leaves are sadly from Star of Bethlehem. They are kind of spreading and taking over. I might dig and toss some of them up. They are invasive in Ontario, and sadly, they also produce so much foliage that they pretty much, they cover everything with how much foliage they have. So it's a little bit overwhelming. Anyways, concrete planters. These have pansies that I got, and then as you can see in the center, I have put veggies in there. So trying out something different. And down here, our cute little daffodil. I think these are petticoat daffodils there. Anyways, take a look at this. These are all the leaves on the Star of Bethlehem. I don't even know where the flower buds are on these things, but so much foliage. Sedum there. We have our Grape Hyacinths, which are coming up. We have a ground cover sedum in there, along with a geranium over there. And yes, if you have seen some of my videos or stories on Instagram, I do have bricks along the side of our porch. We have a skunk and a raccoon that really want to dig and hide under our deck. And they found a spot, which I have tried to cover. It's been working so far, but I just don't want it to go back under. So our ground is a little soft right near the tree. So those bricks are there to prevent it from digging any further. Nice clump of grape hyacinths here. Some geraniums. And then over here, we have lots of strappy foliage. These are all different kinds of alliums. So they should be coming up soon. I took a look earlier and there were flower buds. Oh, there they are. Look, little flower buds there, which is pretty cool. We have our blue stem goldenrod, which I love in the fall. They don't look like regular goldenrod, so nobody in the neighborhood complains about me having goldenrod, and they attract lots of pollinators in the fall. There's another one there. So those are actually in year 3. I have chicken wire along this fence area here because there is a skunk that is hiding in our neighbor's carport, and I do not want it to come back into our yard to dig up our lawn. What else do we have here? Some lamb's ear, thalia, daffodils that are kind of spread throughout this area here. More alliums. And then this is like almost a secret clump of tulips. These have actually survived quite well. And considering that there are those trees there, they do quite well. These are a Darwin Daffodil. I think they're red with like a little yellow center, but they've multiplied because I think I only planted, 4. And we have quite a few blooms here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have multiplied, which is good to see. And as we continue along, you can see a little Japanese maple there. And over here, some more daffodils, lots of tete-a-tetes. They seem to do well so far. More lamium down here. And some coral bell. I accidentally dug and broke this one here, so I might need to replace that one. We shall see. Looks a little sad. And then down over here, we have our Hub's red willow Japanese maple. It's gotten really big. I think it's probably 5 feet tall now. It's supposed to get up to, I think 8 or 12 feet tall. We have a beautiful Hellebore here. This is in year 2 in my garden. But with Hellebores, I like to buy Hellebores that are already flowering. So I head over to Northland Nurseries and I only grab Hellebores that flower because I know that they are mature enough to hopefully flower in my garden next year. Culture comb, another culture comb, and more lamium. So I've been trying to repeat a lot of plants just to kind of tie in the garden together because it's a bit of a mishmash. I have some Pearly Everlasting that is creeping through the fence. You can see more of it over there. I do sadly have Barberry Bushes here. A huge pain in the butt to trim these every year, but I really cut them back. And down here, more tete-a-tetes. There's a little geranium. And I'm trying to remember where down here. Oh, here it is. We have some Bladderberry Ferns coming back over there. Oh, I need to probably pull that out. No, let's grab a little shovel later. Anyways, this is a barberry seedling. They are invasive in our area. So if you're out there shopping, try and find a different shrub if you can. I'm kind of stuck with these for a little bit until I have the money and manpower to dig and replace them all. Oh, look, this one's good. Look at this, it's so cute. Here is one of our Bladderberry Ferns. Over here, this is our area where we planted our swamp milkweed. I poured and watered this area with tons of water that I think it was to the detriment of our thalia daffodils, because I remember planting way more than 8 daffodils here. So they have kind of died out, sadly. But those are what are left. Over here, you can see some mountain mint, which is spreading nicely. And here's one of our thalia daffodils. Very pretty white daffodil, usually more than one flower on the stem. here's our service berry. You can tell that this year we're a little bit later with everything. No flowers yet. Down here, we have our tete-a-tetes. You can see some hellebores sprinkled around. There's another one over there. That is like a yellow. And you can see lots of crocus foliage. I did plant a new type of crocus. It is ruby giant. So it's a Tommy crocus, which apparently aren't as appetizing for squirrels. So I have quite a few that have made it through the fall and into spring. Down here, you can see what's left of our striped squill. Lots of leaves left in our flower beds. Over here, we have a cute trillium, our white trillium that has survived. I don't have a lot of trilliums left because the squirrels kind of really dug them up. There's another one there and there. I think I had 5. Not a lot left. Our hosta's coming up right there. You can see all of my winter sowing jugs, which out of all of them, this one here is crazy. This one is my anise hyssop. Look at that. All right, anyways, this is our final bed. We have some geraniums, which continue to do well. We have, oh my goodness, I forgot this one. Some sort of bee balm there. I don't know how well it will spread. It doesn't look like it survived very well. A huge clump of Schatza daisy. You can see our nice purple hyacinth from Food Basics. My Japanese maple, which sadly some of the bottom branches have died out. You can see that the branches are more gray there. Butterfly bush, actually, I think might be dead at this point, so that might need replacing. I don't see a lot of growth coming off of it. We have our grasses. You can see right there our strawberry continuing to be protected by all the critters. Here is one of our Ito peonies, which has lots and lots of stems. Really excited. And I need to step across this area here. More daffodils. This one's kind of cute. Over there. And in this area, purple cone flowers, which are coming in. Our other Ito peony is right here, doing quite well. You can see that some of the stems are supporting buds a little higher up, so it's kind of cool to see the growth like on that one there, a little higher up. And then I forgot what this is. I think it's like an evening primrose or something, but it has spread quite a bit there. And then a sedum. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video. I am going to head inside and shower now because I finished work. Anyways, have a lovely week and we will see you later. Bye.